Okay, this is going to be a series of videos, so the one you're watching is only one of a series, and I do encourage you to watch the rest of them. Also, I encourage you to watch the full-length webumentary titled Global Warming, Myth or Reality, A Skeptic's View. It goes through the entire science behind global warming, but with this series, we're going to pick and choose some interesting pieces, and we're going to ask the viewer, does global warming pass the stink test? We're going to take a look at the science, and I want you to ask yourself, does that even make sense? Most importantly, ask yourself, if a big oil company produced a report like that, wouldn't the environmentalists be going ape nuts? Because what we're going to do is we're going to take a hard look at the science. And then once again, just ask yourself, does this pass the stink test? All right, if you ever want to see one of the greatest examples on how foolish these environmentalists are, and how foolish their approaches are, all you got to do is take a look at ANWR. They're doing everything they can to prevent drilling in that ANWR region. All right, well, take a look there. You got the Arctic National Wildlife Reserve, right? The only reason it stops abruptly is because it runs into Canada, right? Now think about it, people. If you're up in Canada and you know that there's oil reserves up there, what are you going to do, right? You're going to let America sit down here and bicker and bicker and bicker about drilling, and what are you going to do? What would any normal person with any ounce of common sense do? You're going to get up there and you're going to start drilling like a big dog and siphon off as much U.S. oil as you can before the Americans wake up, right? That's what I would do, right? Well, guess what? The Canadians aren't that stupid. This is a map of the territory, the Canadian territory, the Yukon territory, right next to where ANWR is, right? Where that line is. And guess what? They're drilling like a big dog. Take a look at that. All those little red spots, those red spots are oil wells. So what Canada does is they sit up there and they say, oh, you Americans got to be environmentally friendly. You got to be careful about this stuff. You got to pay attention to Mother Nature. And what do? They go up there and drill. Canadians are laughing all the way to the bank as we sit here and bicker about ANWR. They're already tapping it. It's not called ANWR, of course. It's called, the Yukon territory to them, but it's all the same property. Go ahead and do your own Google search. Go up there. They've got the Yukon Government Oil and Gas Reserves. They have a Yukon Oil and Gas Act, for God's sake. When I see this, I think the environmentalists are just so incredibly gullible. It's just mind-boggling. We're sitting here listening to these environmentalists while we're being robbed blind by the Canadians. If those oil wells are connected, Canadians are going to just sit there and keep siphoning until there's nothing left. So ANWR will be trapped. It just won't be tapped by us.